speaking of things I was disappointed by, I don't even know if I can say that, but to all the boys I loved before part 2. I guess the reason P.S. I still love you. Okay. To all the boys I loved before part 2, I guess I say disappointed, but man, what did I expect? I guess that's where I come back to. Can you be disappointed when your expectations are low? But to all the boys I loved before part 1, we talk about it, right?
I don't know if we did actually talk about it. 2018. Really? I don't think so.
Did we not? Came out 2018. Bit of a phenomena.
Yeah.
Mostly it was Noah Centineo became like one of the biggest teen heartthrobs.
Yep.
Like pretty much overnight when this was dropped. Totally out of nowhere, people kind of latched onto it as this like rom-com-ish teenage movie that it's nothing, but it's also kind of fun. It just like came out of nowhere, and the surprise factor I think really gave it a lot of cred. Oh man, this movie was tough. Dave, I don't mean to spoil the rest of our review, but I read your Letterboxd review. Do you want to read it to the folks real quick? Want to pull that up?
I wrote barf, period, and submit.
So how are you feeling about it?
The shit stinks. Like, let's be real.
But why?
Speaking to expectations and thoughts going in, I think it's important to think about the context of which the first one came out in 2018. Netflix got a lot of credit for kind of pioneering interest in the romantic comedy genre, a genre that has experienced extreme diminishing returns at the traditional box office for the last 10 years or so. Think about something like Set It Up on Netflix, a movie I think is phenomenal. I put that on a lot. I think that's really good. And then To All the Buzz I Loved Before, which is romantic comedy, but more in the teen angle. And then something like The Kissing Booth, which is not good at all, but really just for teens and kids, right? So they kind of were serving, I guess, all three, parts of the pie there. And they've released some other stuff since, and I think all those like Always Be My Maybe last year, another adult rom-com that got a lot of interest. People watch it, rewatch it, and they come to expect Netflix to give them that kind of content among the other things we expect from Netflix. So having this one come back, right, with a lot of Condor and Noah Centineo becoming huge stars, there's inherently just a lot of hype, and I think. I was willing to, give some like, the teen angst, the teen love triangle-ness of it all a pass, because that's, what you expect going in. But I mean, the story doesn't go that far in general, and it's just incredibly juvenile, and you're just kind of watching a lot of nonsense the whole time. And if you were invested in these relationships, Peter Kavinsky is just more of a douche this time. They kind of played into the Noah Centineo of it all, I guess. So I don't know how people are feeling about that right now. And yeah, what Team John or Team Peter? How about Team I don't give a shit anymore? Like,
yeah, it's funny because I didn't find him to be like a super douche. He just was like dumb, and like
just a jock.
Good looking like jock. It kind of played into the Noah Centineo of it all, but like not a great look for Noah Centineo.
No, I think he's happy to move on. They've already filmed the third one. That's already done, so we'll probably get that next year. But yeah, I think Noah's happy, looking forward to establishing his career, so it's a little more sustainable than being teen heartthrob.
Yeah, just being He-Man for the rest of his life. He's pumped. He's thrilled. No, I'm sure he's excited. I'm sure he'll have a great career. He's very well liked, I would say, and I don't think this movie's going to make anyone dislike him per se. But I actually found myself disliking Lara Jean pretty much the whole time. She felt like a really tough hang, and this is like a bit of a nitpick, but her voiceovers in this were like putting me to sleep, dude. Like it felt like I was listening to Serial, kind of the podcast, because Sarah Koenig on that has one of the most soothing voices I've ever heard, but the content is really, really awesome. So like it's just like really like an eargasm when she's talking about something or exposing like the inconsistencies in this court case. Listening to Lara Jean talk about, I was dreaming about John Ambrose, but I was like having a tough time paying attention, staying awake, having
Right.
any interest in uh, moving forward and watching this. And you know, the thing is, I could, like you said, you can give all these things a pass, um, but I just did not really find much about this movie fun. Like when I'm watching these teen movies, like the things I always go back to are like the fun moments or like the moments that really drew me in. Like when you think about the moments from this movie, is there like one scene in particular where you're like, well, you know what, that looked like a good time, or like, man, those teenagers were being just teenagers, that looked cool. Like it all just seemed like
Uh,
very bland and dreadful to me.
yeah, I mean, I like the little sister. You know,
Yeah.
she's funny as hell,
Mm-hmm.
but she's even less of a presence this time than she is in the first one.
Yep.
Um,
The big sisters in it for one scene.
that's right. Yeah.
Give give them more.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I like the Blackpink drop when she's
Yeah.
going to show support for her man's. Like, I guess that was cool. Let's kill this love. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was just
Blackpink.
a lot blander than I expected. You know, just ultimately kind of tropey and just kind of lame. You know,
Very lame.
like like I I just watched Set It Up again recently. Like Set It Up is so fucking good. Crazy Rich Asians is so good,
Mm-hmm.
and like we kind of have a new standard. And this is really just double down into let's just do the teen bullshit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever, not for me.
Not for you, Dave. Definitely not for me. But if you enjoyed it, let us know why.